Welcome to Motivate You, the Winner Circle here. June Archer, your host. My special guest today, my sister. We've known each other for a very, very long time. Grammy award-winning Sagittarius. Yeah, we share the same zodiac sign. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show my sister, Chrisette Michele. Chrisette,
Hello.
welcome to the
Everybody.
show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Thank you for thinking of me. I appreciate it.
Listen, it is a joy and a pleasure to have the opportunity to sit down and talk to you. I want to start by saying how proud I am of you. We were talking off stage when we first met, which was some of the showcases in New York City when you were an artist trying to get to that next level. And boy, have you gotten to that next level. I am so proud of what you've done as a songwriter, as a musician, but most importantly, a woman and a woman of color. So I want to start by saying to you, I want to ask you this. One, how have you been doing through this COVID crisis that we've been going through and everything that's going on in the world?
I promise myself to be as candid as possible when I talk publicly these days because I know that I'm not alone. And so I am an artist first. I can't get away from it. Artists love to be alone first. I can't lie about that. We get songs in our head. We have dreams. Nobody's asking us about the dream, so we don't have to tell anybody. And we can develop those things alone. So that aspect of it is the positive side, is just developing what's inside of my heart, hearing from God, and being able to spend a little more time with him and make sure I got it right. And so that part of development on the self has been beautiful. On the other hand, I lost one of the people who I was the closest to, one of the people who heard my very first songs written, one of the people who prayed for me before I got any record deal or anything like that. She was my first media interview, one of my aunts. She's gone. And it's because of this time that we're in. So it's the word I would use is melancholy, but I like to stay positive. And word on the street is she was very old. That's what my mother keeps telling me. Chrissy, she was very old.
What does that mean?
I don't do age.
No, listen, you have aged and matured in what you do well, and we thank you for it. I want to ask you about, because I just recently saw you in the recording studio, and the song "My Romance" is what got my attention. You do it effortlessly.
Thank you.
Is there any time that you fell out of love with the music? Because I know that when I saw that video, it seems like you fell back in love with music. I know that there were times where, you know, we question ourselves during this journey sometimes as recording artists. For you, falling out of love with the music, for somebody who's fallen out of love with something, and who has lost a loved one or a friend, what is the best piece of advice you could give them based on how you were able to make it through? Because sis, you've made it through a few of those situations. So I just want to ask you, what word of advice or key to success you could give someone today?
You got to keep tapping back in right here. You got to keep tapping back in. You got to keep finding quiet spaces, because if it was true love, it won't leave. There were moments where lyrics would fall into my soul. They would fall into my melody, into my ear. And I would say, God, could you please? I'm really not interested. But
Right.
I would have to go into a closet or somewhere and by myself just record these sounds, because I knew that they were songs and I just couldn't get away from it. So what you really love, you can fall, but you can't fall out of that. So you can fall and you can be in pain and you can be uncomfortable and you can be in the process of healing. But as you begin to put your pieces back together, what is truly love for you will stick, and music just wouldn't leave me alone. Now, I will say this.
Right.
There are genres and styles of music that I don't know that I have the same passion for that I used to. As I continue to grow, I always keep coming back to jazz. I can't get away from it. I could have some fun with trap soul. I could have some fun with this or that. but my soul always goes back to jazz. I can't fall out of love with jazz.
What is the song that when you sing that particular song, it just becomes gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching, that it makes you want to overflow and be overwhelmed with just whatever emotion it is at that time? Is there a song that does that for you?
Anything about love. When I was singing My Romance, I was imagining singing it to somebody. I always want to be singing to someone. I can't get away from that either. I just learned during quarantine in an interview. Sometimes in interviews it's therapy. You don't know it, but you don't know you're my free therapy session. But I learned in an interview that for all of the 14 or 13 years that I've been writing professionally, I've been writing for people. I never really took out the time to say, well, Chrisette, what would you sing for yourself? Like, what would you like to hear? And so during quarantine is the first time where I just recorded for my own ears. I didn't concern myself with how it would affect anybody. And that's what you're hearing now on my Instagram feed. I only put it on my Instagram feed. I was like, I don't know how anybody's going to feel about this, but sure feels good to me.
It was amazing. It was refreshing even. I love jazz. I'm a huge Miles Davis fan, first and foremost. But to hear you, I think I agree with you. In that genre, I can see where it keeps tapping on your shoulder, because there's a marriage there that is unlike a lot that I've seen. You know, you have the Ella Fitzgeralds. There's so many of them out there. You do it well. There's just a chemistry. There's a magic that happens when you sing jazz.
And I didn't ask for it. You know, I didn't say, Mommy, Daddy, you know, word on the street is they're doing jazz tomorrow. Can I go? There was a saxophone that appeared in my living room when I was 8 years old, and I've been playing in big bands ever since. And my first albums and CDs were Charlie Parker's and, you know, Art Blakey and Bix Beiderbecke. So I was raised on horns and harmony and great jazz vocals.
We don't chase certain things when you want to get into the music business. You want to be heard. You want your talent to be seen. When you became Grammy Award winning, how did you look through the lens, and how do you think people look at you through their lens since?
Right. My thing was, okay, maybe I'll keep doing this. Because at that point I still was like, do I sing R&B really? I don't sing R&B, so much so that Grammy had to come up with a name for an award and put it out of business the next year. 2 people got that award because it wasn't even, they had to invent an award so I could have one. Because they were like, she's R&B, but she sings jazz. So it just let me know, keep going, Chris. They got you. You know, you don't fit anywhere perfectly. Who does? But just keep doing you, sis. And that song had horns. It had a key change in the middle of it. It had hit for, you know, jazz. You're like,
oh, progression was amazing. Yeah,
we got a key change. So, you know, it was just it was some sort of validation. I think immediately though, my name changed to Grammy Award winning Chrisette Michele, and that's how people viewed me, and that was awkward because then I became a sale. Then I became, well, she has this, so it's worth more. It's worth more. And that was the beginning of me hoping that I was doing what I was supposed to do. And that was kind of my inner man downfall. Trying to do what I'm supposed to do was where I really just, you know, the next album was #1 on the Billboard charts, etc. I don't mean that everybody else saw me fall right then and there, but on the inside, that was the beginning of me biting my nails a lot.
I mean, well, you earned the validation, but there was a value now added to it. Did that value make you look at yourself different? Because you did say, all right, it's award winning, more money attached to it. But sometimes I feel like when you get to a certain point as an artist, you don't like to be looked at as a dollar. But we do get in it to make money, right? But was there a feeling there as as a little Black girl whose dreams came true, that was validated through her talent, that now at this point a price tag was slapped on you where you're like, I don't want to do that. Like I'm Chrisette Michele. I'm not Grammy. That's not on my birth certificate. Like
it was very uncomfortable for me. That's when I began to suppress my feelings and my emotions with binge eating. That's when the world saw me gain like 40 pounds in a matter of no time. I was traveling around the world, and I wanted to just be me. That's around the time when I shaved my head, because I just wanted to release myself of all of this stuff. I didn't get into it for money. I never say that because no one believes it. But I didn't come from a place of not having money. And at the time when I got my record deal, I was in college living in mom and dad's house with a car. I wasn't saying, gosh, I sure do have to get my mom out of the, trenches or whatever. So I was a happy kid. So I wasn't really looking for payment for being talented. I just wanted to sing. Music Soul Chat had came out with an album called I Just Want to Sing. And that was in my headphones all the time. And he was my validation. It's okay to just want to sing. Yeah. And that's who I was. So when I became Grammy Award winning Chrisette Michele, it was, do I still get to sing?
Right,
or
right.
Or do I have to create some watered down melody in order to exist in Grammy Award winning land? And I got really confused there.
You just mentioned that you struggled with or had a battle with putting on weight, trying to lose weight. You shaved your head. For the young lady, because there's so much going on in the world today with just being Black, or you're cute for a Black girl, or you're so beautiful because you got long, beautiful Black hair or curly Black hair. For the young girl who's watching you today, who's listening, Chrisette, how important is it to have self-love that that you have the confidence to say, my Black is beautiful, my brown.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite terms. And when that term became a brand and I began to get invited to do different things for My Black is Beautiful, I remember the first one I did was with Janelle Monáe, and it was at the Essence Fest. And you already know you're Black. Like, that's, nobody's questioning, gosh,
You can't question that.
Good grief. I sort of wonder, but when you see it in a store on a hair care product in a regular CVS, there's this kind of sceneness that happens that when I first got signed was not available to me.
No, it wasn't.
When I first got signed, there were dollars allotted to the urban community, and there were dollars allotted to the mainstream community. And I was unaware of the fact that urban meant Black. I didn't learn that in college. I was in school for jazz. I didn't know that there was a new term called urban and it meant you're Black. I was raised in the suburbs.
Right.
I was not aware. So when they kept saying, and we're going to use these urban dollars, I kept saying, guys, I'm from Long Island. Like, it didn't at first occur to me that they meant you're Black. This is what you get.
This is what you get.
This is what you get. And it's a real story. And in those urban dollars are specific sounds. And if you don't sound like those urban dollars, those three specific sounds, hip hop, gospel, and R&B, then there is no room for your different. So what I would encourage young girls today to really think about is somebody asking me to be Black when I already am? Is somebody asking me to sell in a certain box that I don't fit in? Is somebody assuming that because of the color of my skin, my talent should fit in this box called urban? And when you see that, I wouldn't say you got to go on Instagram and make a post about it, but you have to be really aware of it, and you have to fight that spirit. Because if you're not careful, that can be the beginning of your oppression. You might think, oh, they're giving me $700,000 to be this particular Black. But we are not monolithic. We are not all exactly the same. And it's very important in the art space that we make sure that we showcase all of our beauty. I love the term Black joy. I love that term. Black joy is resistance. Show our Black joy. Don't suffocate us. Don't tell us what Black is. We already Black.
How important is it to have these examples, though, that young Black women can look up to, right? Because and it's no slight. We all have friends in Love and Hip Hop or whatever housewife show is important. But moving forward with the narratives that have been spewed, with everything that we're doing with Black Lives Matter, with everything that we're doing because of COVID and what we can't do because of COVID, some things have been suppressed for hundreds of years. Some things are being suppressed currently. How important is it to not just kick the can down the road, but to talk to these young Black and brown girls and tell them, you are beautiful. You are amazing. You can be whatever you want to be. You just have to. How do we get that into the minds of these young people?
In the digital space, don't be afraid to create websites that are safe spaces for young Black women to hang out on. Don't be afraid of creating digital spaces for young Black girls to hang out on. I created a yoga studio in New York, and that was a safe space. It is a safe space for young Black girls, and they can go around singing opera and all this different type of stuff that, you know, everybody doesn't realize they have. And I'm shouting at the top of my lungs, you are absolutely outstanding. They're beautiful curls sticking up all over the place and being fantastic, just shouting how beautiful they are. On August the 2nd, I'll be launching my second website, which is called The Sistership. And that's another just safe space for women to get together and talk. Women want to talk, but a lot of the times they're afraid of each other because the country is so big and the world is so big. This complexion is all over the place. And in Seattle, it may not have the same cultural experience that it does in Atlanta. And so we need to create spaces where it's about conversation and not sound bites. So I think it's up to us to be brave enough to create those spaces and then decide how we have people join in. Sometimes it might not be an IG Live because it's a sensitive topic. Sometimes it might be a private Zoom space or something like that. But I'm committed to creating safe spaces.
Who are some of your sheroes that you looked up to prior to getting in the business, and some of those that have adopted you since you've been on this journey that you look to, not only for inspiration and motivation, but the blueprint to actually last this long? Because you've been in the business for a very long time. It may seem like a short amount of time, but the lifespan of a recording artist can be very short. You get burnt out, you know, getting up late, going to bed late, getting up early, traveling, not getting any sleep, eating improperly. It takes a toll on you. Who are some of your sheroes?
First of all, don't do that. Go to sleep. Drink water.
Some people trying to get it though, Chrisette. They trying to get that bag.
Get the bag. Get 17% less of the bag and get 8 hours of sleep.
Quality of life. Quality of life.
The first thing Lionel Richie ever said to me. I'm sorry, I got stories, bro. Like,
let's go. I'm not.
I know you got stories. The first thing he ever said to me was, "Don't party unless they pay you." Pay me to party?
That's a gem.
A huge gem. You understand why? Because party opportunity is plentiful in the business that we're in. And I love to dance. I mean, I really love to dance. The point is he was telling me to know my worth and not take my joy for granted, not take my culture for granted, not take what I bring to culture for granted. People have to pay for that. My culture is valuable. And when I go into a room, I create an atmosphere that has to be paid for because somebody's collecting at the door. So that was one of my favorite things that I heard. But Patti LaBelle, Anita Baker, India Arie, have just been really kind towards me. Sat and watched me sing, noticed when I sang their songs, invited me into their homes, and just let me see the human side of them. I don't know if I would have known that these people were so human if I hadn't seen it right in front of me. Yeah, because there's a lot of makeup and there's a lot of beautiful outfits to wear, and people will continue to hand you that stuff. So if you're not careful, you won't know.
Wow. I love the way you put that. So eloquent. Has there been a time along this journey? I know you're very you're enthralled in faith. Has there been a time on the journey that you really had to really lean on faith? And what was that? And how did leaning on it help? Because some people say, I've been praying to God. I pray, I've been meditating, nothing's happening. I can't take it anymore. So many people are losing their life because they're taking their life because they feel like, well, I prayed yesterday and nothing happened. I prayed 2 days ago, nothing happened. For you, has there been a time where you really had to lean on that faith, and how did that help you get through?
I'm not good without faith. I'm not functional without faith. I don't do well without it. I can't handle this world without faith. I'm incredibly sensitive. I'm a dreamer, which means I go to sleep and have dreams. I wake up and I write them down. I feel everything. I have to turn off the news sometimes. I have to turn off my feed sometimes because I am sensitive, incredibly sensitive. You might even call me a highly sensitive person. And so I need faith because what I see usually is not matching up with what I know. And so I have to be really aware of what I know. You can know something and come out of awareness of it. You can be fully convicted about the truth of something and step out of alignment with that conviction based on what you see. And so I have to protect my eye gates. And that is walking in faith. Protecting your eye gates is walking in faith. Because if you know to protect your eye gates, then you understand that there are other portals open to the truth. And I gotta do faith. Because I am one who would fall apart in the craziness of this world and in the craziness of this life that I've chosen. I have to have faith.
Wow. What is, we are music people.
Mm-hmm.
For you, what is the soundtrack to your life? What is a song that inspires you to wake up and follow your dreams? Or what is that song that puts you in your safe place to say to yourself, I matter, I love me, my black is beautiful? Is there a song that you could share with anybody who's listening or watching today that is the soundtrack to your life?
Anything by Erykah Badu. And this one song I pick up whenever I feel like, am I serious? And it's Sarah Vaughan's Send in the Clowns. For her to be such a class act and so well poised and well put together, well educated as far as music goes, a concert pianist, for her to move her vocal cords and make all of those faces and act just insane in order to get those notes out, let me know that it's okay, sis. Whatever you got to do to deliver your soul, just go for it. You are an artist first. She's an artist first. Erykah Badu is an artist first. I love Erykah
Yeah,
Badu.
she is. She embodies all of that. That is an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an artist that you have not had the opportunity to work with, sing with, perform with, that you would love the opportunity to do so?
Yeah, I worked with a lot of people. gosh. But there's this one woman who I adore. Her name is Liz Wright. I went to go see her at Lincoln Center. And when I hear her sing, I be like, something is wrong with her throat. It goes real low and then real high.
She's so dope.
And she's young, but she sounds like an old lady in the back of her neck, like just picking cotton somewhere. Like,
let me out. Let me out.
Let me out. I love Liz Wright. But I mean, Layla Hathaway. But I've sang with her before, but we haven't recorded together. All of my sisters that I've hung with but haven't recorded: Lacy, India Ari, Erykah Badu, Shantae Khan. Just those voices with rasp on them. I'd love to see what happened if we all hung out together.
All right, so post-COVID, there's a tour happening. It's an amazing tour. It's gonna go out and it's gonna inspire so many people. It's Chrisette Michele and 3 other artists. Who are the other 3 artists? Who would be the opening act? And who would be the headliner?
Wow. Ooh. Erykah Badu is the headliner. Ooh, this is good. Let me see.
It could be past or present. I'm gonna even help you with that. It could be past or present.
Oh, then Sammy Davis Jr. got to be on the bill. Hey.
Yeah, babe.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, babe.
Yeah, baby.
Boing, babe.
So, but I know he is the greatest, but can he be the opener? Because he got to warm up the crowd. Like, he got to tell everybody, like, chill out.
I don't see why, babe.
Don't take yourself too seriously. So, Sammy Davis Jr., Janelle Monáe, Chrisette Michele, and Erykah Badu. Gosh, I'm feeling like I'm in the audience right now.
All right. So you got Sammy Davis, Janelle Monáe.
Just them 2 alone, I'm coming.
Huh?
Just them 2 alone, I'm coming.
Oh, I'm definitely coming. With Sammy Davis and Chrisette Michele, I'm there.
Imagine.
And then headlining Erykah Badu.
Gosh, maybe Alicia Keys needs to be on this bill.
Okay, if we had a B stage, right? If we had a stage right before, you had 2 acts that you add to that, who would it be?
Most Def. And let me see. I'm between like Slick Rick, but I'm feeling like Kendrick Lamar should be here somewhere. Who performs next to Most Def? That's I would be scared.
Except for Talib, no.
I would be scared.
Common.
But I think Common will be on the other stage. I performed with Common. We did a tour together. He was spinning on his head, break dancing.
He's the truth.
I love him. I'm so proud of him.
Amazing, and we're gonna get him on the show too. So we
yeah.
So I mean,
this is hard.
This is great. All right, so just for those who
King. That's who it is. Most Def and King.
Okay, that's the pre-show. Warm up.
You already gonna be hot after that, but
after it's you might as well forget it. And I wouldn't go to the bathroom at any point because you're gonna
bring a cup.
You're gonna miss the magic. I'm just saying.
Bring a cup.
Listen, matter of fact, don't bring a cup. Don't drink nothing.
Don't do anything. Be still. Bring a notebook. I'm excited. This show ain't even happening. I'm
exactly.
Like,
in my head, it's sold out already. Like it's sold out. I'm mad I waited too late to get my ticket.
Golly. Darn it.
Oh man. All right, so I want to squeeze you somewhere. People are going through things. Black Lives Matter is happening. We talked about that. How can we push the conversation forward for those who said, you know what, I didn't know, I didn't realize. How can I help? What can I say from a Chrisette Michele perspective? And be as transparent as you can. And you don't have to be politically correct here if you don't want to. You can be as politically correct as you feel you need to be. But for those people who look to you as, I listen to Chrisette, I listen to her music, I love her music. I don't know what she thinks politically or where she stands. I know people have had their views in the past. For you, for this issue, Because I don't. One of the things I know and appreciate you. In preparing for this, people, like, you gonna ask about Trump? I don't care about Trump. This is my sister. I want to care about what we're doing moving forward for people who've been oppressed for so long, that look to you, whether you like it or not, as a role model and a word of wisdom or word of encouragement for these times. Because now, last night, I don't know if you saw the news. You say you turn it off every once in a while, and you should. But 2 other men have been identified that have been killed by the cops for no reason at all. What can we do to push the conversation forward?
So the first part of the question, you said, to the people who say, I didn't know. I think that the people who are saying, I didn't know at this particular moment are reading lots of books, watching lots of videos, movies, documentaries, and they're sending out these emails. If you go to your email over the last 4 weeks, you'll see different companies that you forgot you ever purchased anything from apologizing and telling you how they want to fix their thought process as it pertains to the makeup of their business. Fix your process as it pertains to the makeup of your business. I think what I'd want to say is, your business has been functioning for a very long time the way that it's functioning. Fix your thought process first. Go inside. Find the parts of you that are systematically broken. Broken because it's your fault. Broken because it's somebody else's fault. Start with you. What I learned about the difference between my thought process and my business makeup is that it takes a fully healed, functioning human being to recompose a business. So I'd rather, if you hold off on the apology and the promises and you go within, that would be my advice. This is a traumatic season. And if you are not brave, you will miss out on the opportunity to take a second look at thoughts, at beliefs, at systems, at ideas. It's trendy right now. Take advantage of that. I remember when certain powers that be began to break laws while in power. I went and studied US government. Did I miss out on what the Constitution is? What is American presidency? Get a couple of books on that. It's the perfect storm for me to learn a little bit more about how the country's run, because I'm confused. Right now, it's trending for you to learn about why we use words like oppression, why we use words like system. And it's okay for you to say, I don't get it, because you have a plethora of Black people taking out their hard-earned time to create infographics all throughout your social media feed to teach you and allow you to ask questions. So I think with anybody, not just this predicament, but in my personal life, whenever I miss the bar, people will think that they need to focus on your income. They'll say, let's silence that person by taking away their income. But where the real impact lies is that person willing to learn something? Let's teach them. And that's why I am so convicted about creating safe spaces.
I love it. I love it. I love it, sis. You've been in the business a long time. You've accomplished a lot. You've accomplished a lot. You've done a lot. You've done well for yourself. What motivates you?
I used to always say people. And then people introduced me to God. I just wrote a song called You Introduced Me to God. And it was about one of the lowest experiences in my career and in my life. Could have been completely angry and completely disenfranchised. But somehow it pointed me in a direction upward. So who God created on the inside of me is what motivates me. Me wanting to finally pull out from the inside and put it out. I've never tried to do that. Never tried to do that. I've been following instructions for a very long time. I have not been brave enough to say, wait a minute. That's not exactly what I want to say. It's a male-dominated field. And at times that can be intimidating to me. I never want to appear too sensitive. I never want to appear too emotional, but I'm incredibly sensitive and emotional. So I've decided now to embrace myself as I am and trust God that I'll be okay.
You will. Is there, because there's a love song in the waiting. There's a wedding song in the making. Who is the male counterpart to the next big wedding song with Chrisette Michele? Who would that person be?
Well, in my head is Nat King Cole, but right now I would say I'm leaning towards two people, John Legend and Moses Sumney. I love both of their voices.
Nice. All right, we're gonna put that into the universe. So before we get to the last piece of it, I've been playing this game called University of Dope. The great part about this is they're getting ready to do an R&B version, but we're gonna play the hip hop version and just have a little fun. So I got a couple questions for you.
I feel like I need to get my pen and pad out.
We're gonna put you on the spot. All right.
I'm scared.
And we're gonna start off easy. The first one is, this game is called University of Dope. Please pick it up. If you're watching, you're listening. Drum roll, please. Best hip hop soundtrack. Friday, Above the Rim, 8 Mile, or Juice?
This is what I'm talking about. Guess which movie I have seen?
Friday.
Not until I got much older. So let me see. Dang, I'm between Friday. Above the Rim have a little bit more softness to it. I would say, dang. I would say Friday.
Friday, all right.
I would say Friday.
Best Thug Love collaboration.
Wow, that's difficult. These are difficult questions. Okay, best Thug Love. Let me see.
Always on Time, Ja Rule featuring Ashanti. You're All I Need, Method Man, Mary.
Oh my gosh, how
What's it going to be? Buster, Janet, or Best of Me, Maya featuring Jay-Z?
Fun fact, I always listen to Ashanti before I go on stage. Fun fact, I always make believe I'm Mary J. Blige on stage in my head. Fun fact, I'm always impersonating Janet Jackson with my voice. And I would have to say, and I told Jay-Z that I could rap, but I never rapped for him. My favorite, Busta Rhymes, Janet Jackson.
All right. Best song dedicated to your moms. Miss Jackson, Outkast, Hey Mama, Kanye West, All I Got Is You, Ghostface, or Dear Mama, Tupac?
Dear Mama.
Dear Mama.
What did everybody else say to that one? I'm curious.
It's been all over the place. Depending on where you are geographically, it changes. Lights, Camera, Action. Best film with a rapper in it. Belly, Paid in Full, Boys in the Hood, or Set It Off?
Duh.
That's because you're down with the ladies. That's you just want to.
I don't watch a lot of movies, but that movie I watch over and over again.
All right. I give you that. Reporting live from the Friend Zone. Pick the Friend Zone anthem. Marvin's Room, I Wish, I Got a Man, or Just a Friend?
Marvin's Room. Yeah, Drake. Yeah, I love that whole
I think you're gonna love this one.
Okay. You're
stranded on a deserted island, but you can only listen to one album. What will it be? Black on Both Sides, Most Def, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, 3-5, High and Rising, De La Soul, or The Chronic, Dr. Dre?
Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Oh, but Black on Both Sides by Most Def. Okay, I'm torn. Both of them. Half of each.
All right. So this is the one that fools everybody, Chrisette. Let's see how you do.
These are so difficult.
Erase one person from hip-hop history. Nas, Notorious B.I.G., Tupac, or Jay-Z?
Okay.
You can talk it out now. Talk it out if you need to.
My family is from the Queensbridge Projects.
Okay.
The reason I love hip-hop is because of the stories that it tells. So I know most of the stories that they experienced. Ugh. But he's so wonderful to beset my eye gaze upon. Darn it. Who made the... Oh, dang it. You can't erase... These are the greatest... You can't... Did everybody else plead the fifth? I love hip-hop.
D-Nice pleaded the fifth. D-Nice did plead the fifth.
I may have to plead these stories. You can't take these out of... I believe Black men in hip-hop are our history books. I wouldn't be able to take those away. I'm so passionate about it.
I love you. Listen, before you go, is there a key to success, words of wisdom you want to give anybody who's listening and watching today before we get out of here, that you think will change their life, change the trajectory of their dreams and goals and aspirations, that will get some fire under them, that they could live their dreams and live their best life?
One, go within, and two, do you like what you're doing? I find so many young people doing what or chasing after something because of what they think it will bring them. But work is defined as taking your soul space and finding a place for it in your hands. How can what's in your heart come into your hands? And then what can you create from that? So if you don't like what you're doing, then you haven't looked within. Go within, find what's in there, figure out what tools you need to put in your hands to bring what's within to your hands. And that is your work. Make it make sense. Sorry, that's me as a coach. I get really upset with my young people.
No, I love it. Where can people follow you? They can like you, and what do you have coming up next?
Sure. You can go to ChrisetteMichelesWorld.com. ChrisetteMichelesWorld.com, or of course on Instagram I'm Chrisette Michele, Facebook I'm Chrisette Michele, and Twitter is Chrisette M. But ChrisetteMichelesWorld.com. Sisters, write this down: sistership.org. thesistership.org. We hang out with Queen Afua on August 1st, and we open up on August 2nd. You're gonna love it.
You heard it. Ladies, make sure you check that out. Tell a sister to tell a sister. Support my sister, but support all the sisters that she's connecting with. I promise you it'll be a blessing. Chrisette Michele, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Listen, it was a good time. We're gonna have to do this again. We'll definitely do it again. This is your boy June Archer here. The Winner Circle motivates you on this50.com. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. God bless you. Make sure you be good to somebody. Tell somebody you love them, because you never know how much time you have with that person, and time goes by fast as much as it stands still. So we love you. God bless you.